In the Old Testament, God in His merciful love, forgave His servants on several occasions. This video shows that God's mercy and willingness to forgive were consistent throughout when His people turned back to Him in repentance. Adam and Eve disobeyed God by eating from the tree of knowledge. Though they were expelled from Eden, God provided them with clothing and promised future redemption through the seed of the woman. Cain killed his brother Abel out of jealousy. Though Cain was punished with exile, God protected him by placing a mark on him so no one would kill him. Humanity became corrupt, violent, and wicked. While the flood was a punishment, Noah and his family found grace in God's eyes, leading to the preservation of humanity. Abraham lied about Sarah being his sister out of fear, causing potential harm to others. God intervened to protect Sarah, and forgave Abraham for his lack of trust, continuing his covenant with him. Jacob deceived his father Isaac to steal his brother Esau's blessing. Though Jacob faced consequences, God still blessed him and made him the father of the 12 tribes of Israel. Joseph's brothers sold him into slavery out of jealousy. Despite their sin, Joseph forgave them, and through God's plan, He saved many lives by placing Joseph in Egypt. The Israelites made and worshipped the golden calf while Moses was on Mount Sinai. After Moses interceded, God forgave them, though some punishment followed. Aaron and Miriam spoke against Moses. God forgave Aaron and Miriam after Moses interceded, but Miriam was punished with leprosy for 7 days. The Israelites refused to trust God and enter the promised land after hearing the negative report from the spies. Moses interceded for them, and God forgave the people, though they were condemned to wander the wilderness for 40 years. Balaam, despite knowing God's will, was tempted by the riches of King Balak and attempted to curse Israel. God sent an angel to confront Balaam, and though Balaam sinned, God allowed him to bless Israel instead. David committed adultery with Bathsheba and arranged for her husband, Uriah, to be killed. After David's repentance, God forgave him, but there were severe consequences, including the death of his child. Solomon recognized the people's future sins in turning away from God. Solomon prayed for future forgiveness for the people, and God promised to forgive them if they repented. Ahab, one of the most wicked kings of Israel, committed many sins, including the murder of Naboth to take his vineyard. After being confronted by Elijah, Ahab repented in humility, and God postponed the judgment on his house. The people celebrated Passover without proper ceremonial purification. Hezekiah prayed for the people, and God forgave them despite their ritual impurity. King Manasseh led Judah into idolatry and wickedness. After being captured and taken to Babylon, Manasseh repented, and God restored him to his kingdom. The people of Nineveh were exceedingly wicked. After Jonah's warning, the people repented in sackcloth and ashes, and God forgave them, sparing the city. The people had intermarried with foreign nations and abandoned God's laws. After confessing their sins and renewing their covenant with God, He forgave them and allowed them to rebuild Jerusalem and the temple. Gideon doubted God's promise and asked for multiple signs. God was patient with Gideon and used him to deliver Israel from the Midianites. The Israelites repeatedly fell into idolatry and forsook God. Time and again, when the people cried out in repentance, God raised up judges to deliver them from their enemies.